Let's explore the not pseudo-class. Let's kick things off with the definition. The not pseudo-class selects elements that do not match a specified set of selectors. It is known as the negation pseudo-class. So imagine if we have 4 elements here, A, B, C, D. With A as an argument for the not pseudo-class, except the A element, all other elements will be selected as we are not targeting on a specific element here. We can send various selector type as well, except another negation selector or pseudo element. So for example, when we use last of type pseudo class, it will choose all A element except the last one. Now, with this not pseudo class, can you guess which elements will be selected? So the answer is those 2 A elements. The second element contains the X class, so it won't be selected as we have X class as the argument in the not pseudo class. And the third element won't be selected because it is not A element. We don't even need to look at the not pseudo class. Cool. We can also add multiple selectors as arguments. So in this example, we are going to use the X and Y classes as the arguments. And it will select all A elements except those with X or Y classes. Now, there is one thing we need to be careful. If one of the selectors in the argument is invalid, the whole rule will be invalidated and no elements will be selected. To work around this, we can utilize the is pseudo-class, which we learned in the last video. As is pseudo-class accepts the forgiving selector list, those 2 A elements, which have no X or Y class, will be selected. Similarly, we can use the where pseudo-class to achieve the same results. But remember, as we learned from the previous video, the specificity will be different. So, let's dive into the specificity of the not pseudo-class. The specificity of the not pseudo-class is replaced by the specificity of the most specific selector in the argument, similar to the is pseudo-class. Let's explore some examples to grasp how the specificity works with the not pseudo-class. So, with the A element as an argument, the specificity will be 0, 0, 1. And this 1 is from this A type element. Now, in the case of A and X class in the argument, since X has a higher specificity than the A, it follows the specificity of X class, making it 0, 1, 0. When we add an ID in the argument, the specificity of this not pseudo class becomes 1, 0, 0, as the specificity will follow the ID, which is the most specific in the argument. The principle remains the same if we use the is pseudo class. This also returns a specificity of 1, 0, 0. Now, the reason for using the is pseudo class is for the forgiving selector list, making the entire argument more error-proof. So, even if we have the invalid selector type like not supported, this argument is still valid with is pseudo class, so the not pseudo class will still work. If we wish to lower the specificity, then we can employ the where pseudo class, resulting in 0, 0, 0. Great! Let's head over to CodePen and put our knowledge to practice by writing some code using the not pseudo class.